The Beyeler Foundation recently completed a 3-year-long conservation and restoration project on Henri Matisse's Acanthe. It's a significant element in the artist's series of large-format paper cutouts, and also one of his last. As part of a scientific investigation of the cutout, specialists deploy a high-definition microscope as used in medical research.
What's
important is that in these paper cutouts, Matisse combines ideas from different disciplines. So the cuttings include drawing, sculpture and painting.
Although the picture's in reasonably good condition, the sensitive paper has suffered some damage. Previously, restorers would have instantly repaired holes like these, but modern-day conservators try to intervene as little as possible.
For conservators, it's clear that we shouldn't patch up these holes because they're an integral part of the artwork. Matisse pinned this work to the wall. He wasn't bothered by these tiny holes.
This is the first time the conservators have had proper access to the work. Up until now, it's been kept behind a rather scratched plexiglass frame.
It's very interesting to see the details in the torchlight. For example, what papers were stuck on top of each other and the size of the paper stuck underneath. We can clearly see this in the structure. It's also interesting that pinholes on the white paper are still visible. That shows, if you look at these two, for example, that Matisse moved the paper in order to find the ideal shape.
Es zeigt, dass Matisse eben die Papiere auch bewegt hat, die ideale Form zu finden.
An important part of the investigation is the research. Every possible source is used, from old exhibition catalogues to broadsheet newspapers. These enable conservators to find out how the artist worked.
An important and exciting source for us is a film that was made during Matisse's lifetime. It shows how he makes these paper cutouts. Films like this show us exactly how the papers move and how they're damaged by the artist himself.
Thanks to the investigation, Acanthe was subjected to only minimal restoration. The work was completed in September 2012. By this time, the museum had started restoring Le Passage à Niveau. This masterpiece by another French artist, Fernand Léger, is worth millions of francs. Millimetre by millimetre, the conservators searched the 100-year-old painting for damage. Using raking light, they can easily spot small tears and colour jumps. Under ultraviolet light, it becomes clear where the picture has been touched up by previous restorers. With the naked eye, these kinds of alterations would not be visible.
If I can trace a single paintbrush stroke or find the artist's fingerprint, I get butterflies in my stomach, even after 10 years of doing this. Finding out information like this is very useful.
Now the masterpiece is being examined using a mobile industrial X-ray machine, which exposes the different layers of paint. The conservators discovered that Léger started out quite precisely, but then painted over individual details to make the work more abstract.
We could see where the layers were thicker and thinner, caused by damage from the past. Above all, we could see how Léger changed the work while he was painting it.
After 6 months of preparation, conservation work begins on the actual painting.
Everything we do to the work must be reversible. It can be removed in the future.
This is the trickiest part. Cracks are repaired and corrections made to earlier restorations which don't meet modern standards.
Works of art should be by the artist. It should be by Fernand Léger and not by me. Nobody should notice my hand in any of these works.
Work on Le Passage à Niveau, the railway crossing, will soon be completed, and the masterpiece will be put on display again or packed off on its travels.